people like you don't get dragged into court. They got dragged into court. They had a lot of bad publicity about them. They were portrayed to be like monstrous, even though their movies are relatively harmless today. And they were harassed. You know, they had all the tough breaks, you know, or whatever. I mean, in terms of your stuff, it gets rated every now and then now, but that's kind of calmed down. You know, if it's sold in every video to go store.
Right.
Thing is that Borden's movies were pretty shocking. I mean, like the movies he released by the Findlays were pretty shocking.
Which movies were those?
Curse of Her Flesh, all of those. I have them all in that book I have at home. He released something called My Baby is Black, which is a French movie. And before the credits come on, you see a woman check into a hospital, a white woman, and you see the baby come out of her, and it's a black baby, and it's real, and that's before the credits. He released something called Mondo Obscenita, which is a compilation of his movies, you know, juicy film clips. The guy who directed the Olga movies is dead now. His name is Joseph Mawra. And the guy who produced them, though, was like the Cecil B. DeMille of low-budget movies, had even produced like White Zombie with Bela Lugosi. And he's still around today. He's like 90 years old. His name is George Weiss. But Borden's the one who has the rights to all these things.
Is he here in New York?
Yes. I've talked with him.
What's he doing now?
He works for his wife's advertising agency.
Oh, what's the name of the agency?
Great Scott. You heard of him?
No.
She's the president of it.
And he's what? Vice president?
No, he just does. You know, remember, he talks with with slurred speech. He was very sick for a long time. He almost died. And I heard from the lady at Audubon Films that he was difficult to deal with, and she could have had them do her ad campaigns, but not because they were rip-off artists, but because they were so annoying. She never bothered with them.
Who's the lady at Audubon?
Ava Leighton.
What do you know about them?
A lot.
Tell me something.
They were the first classy distributors of sex product. It was her and Radley Metzger. They distributed stuff from 1960 on. They distributed I Spit on Your Grave. They were basically Radley Metzger's distributor. And then when hardcore came along, Metzger did those few movies under the name Henry Paris eventually. But her and Radley had a parting of the ways because he apparently had a creative crisis and didn't feel like directing any more movies. And very nice woman. I figure she must have like millions because she lives in like a townhouse. She owns her own townhouse on East 74th Street.
No, you must be the one that connected Lisa with them, right?
No, I heard that from her. That she told me that a girl named Lisa from Cleveland was wanted for a part. And she said, "Pardon my expression, straight fucking."
What? Lisa told you that?
No, Ava told me that.
And you told her where Lisa was?
No, this was a while ago. This is before Lisa got divorced.
I mean, how did they know of Lisa?
Through one of the directors whose stuff she distributes. The guy who made Dracula Exotica, they distributed that.
Ken Schwartz?
Yeah. They work with, I met him for like 2 seconds. They distributed his stuff. I try to get involved with a video deal with them too, but I brought the only product I had was Jack Smith and Kenneth Anger, both of whom made total assholes out of themselves in different ways. Smith because he's retarded, and Anger because he's a neurotic old queen. They were both extremely bad in there. I could not control them. I brought them in with their movies. Anger had a temper tantrum.
So this woman runs Audubon? She owns it, or?
Yeah, she has this woman. I could never figure her out though. What she was into herself, because she has like this woman who's very nice but not good looking at all as her secretary for like 10 years, and this woman even lives in like a little apartment that this Ava made in her brownstone. But I could never figure if she was like fucking Radley Metzger all those years. I could never figure Radley Metzger out either, whether he was bisexual or straight.
What films did he do?
A lot. At least 20. Radley Metzger's never made a bad movie either. And Radley Metzger is the first man, aside from Russ Meyer, to make sex movies look like class movies, and middle-class people went to them, like Carmen Baby, Teresa and Isabel. This is in the marvelous 60s, of course. Licorice Quartet is probably his masterpiece. He also made one movie that does very well on video. It's called The Punishment of Anne on video, which was released very briefly theatrically as The Image, which I almost came in my pants watching.
What is it, S&M?
Yeah. It's three of the most attractive people I've ever seen in a movie. One blonde, a younger girl, who's the slave, a dominant female, who's like this older woman but has this great body. You could tell she's older, but you could tell she was like really beautiful at one time. And this guy who looks like he stepped out of a Marlboro Man commercial or whatever. And it was made with a lot of money. It was shot in Paris.
Yeah. Well, Lisa's coming over soon, so maybe we could call you back then to see if we want to go to a movie.
Don't bring that fat ass.
Oh, come on.
Fat Lisa.
You don't want to go to a movie with Lisa?
She won't want to go to this.
Oh.
Lisa.
I don't know what I want to do yet. I want to wait till she gets here.
I'll be home at least for a little while.